Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about some of the more popular quotes and memes and why people can relate to them so much. So the first one is, nobody falls in love faster than a narcissist that needs a place to stay. When it comes to narcissistic people, they are seeking that attention. They're also seeking to punish people, to get one over on people, to cause intrigue within people. And as they are seeking that attention, no matter what they have, it is never enough for them. And there is often an overlap between relationships. So it's relatable, as more often than not, a narcissistic person will move straight out of one house that they do not own and move straight into another person's house. They will move straight on to another family, which is the next one. A narcissist would rather impress a stranger than take care of their own family. So when they do move straight in with a new family, they'll be there impressing the new family's children, taking the new family's children out, spoiling the new family, while they're ignoring their own children. However, they'll be blaming the ex as to why they're ignoring their own children, or they'll be blaming their children for being disrespectful towards the narcissist. They don't take responsibility for their own behaviour. A narcissistic person would rather impress a stranger because they can put on that persona to get the admiration they're requiring from a stranger easier than they can of those family members that have seen the mask slip. No one throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's losing control over somebody else's mind. Now this one, I believe more in the comments were about whether it should be spelt who is, whose with the apostrophe, or whose. Now I am slightly dyslexic, so I do more often than not have to rely on Grammarly or Google to find out which is the correct thing to use in which place, and I do often get them wrong. However, when I was looking at these, I looked up the three different and the terms, and whose was more of a possessive meaning. And when it comes to a narcissist, they believe that they own your mind. They believe they own you, and they throw major childlike tantrums when they're losing control of your mind, when they're not getting their own way, when they're not getting their needs met by you. They guilt trip, they pity play, they gaslight, they fall silent, they project, they accuse. They play so many childlike games, rather scary because it's in an adult's body, to get their own needs met by you. So nobody throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's losing control of someone else's mind, who's no longer getting their own way. The toxic monster you saw in the end is who they are. Never doubt yourself again when they play nice. Narcissistic people, again, they put on that persona, they put on that admiration face, and they love bomb, they idolize, they mirror, they future fake to get their needs met. And once their needs are met, out comes their envious face, and they seek to punish you and hurt you and bring you down. However, they have those ways of shifting the blame onto you, gaslighting you. I never said that, it wasn't that bad. It doesn't happen very often. And it gets you questioning and doubting yourself. And then they offer those intermittent reward stages where they play nice again to confuse you, to only end up hurting you again. We can all make mistakes in life, which is often why we can rationalise and justify a narcissist's mistreatment towards us with the added help of their gaslighting words. However, once we do recognise that it's a repeat pattern of behaviour. That's who they are as a person. They've conditioned and gaslighted you into becoming codependent on them, into people pleasing, that it then becomes very difficult and you almost feel like you're in the wrong for setting a boundary, for putting that wall up, because when you do put that wall up, they're going to throw a major childlike tantrum because they've lost control, because they're not getting their own way. And when they show you who they are, that is who they are. They've created that self-doubt within you so that they can get away with the things they're doing to you. No one throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's getting shown facts and evidence of something they definitely did do. Narcissistic people don't like being exposed for their behaviour, so it shows on one level. They know their behaviour is wrong. However, most often, the majority of them don't recognise their behaviour as wrong. They recognise your perception of their behaviour as wrong. So they need to change your perception to match the illusion that they're trying to sell to you. So if you go to them with facts and evidence, they are going to be very arrogant in the answers they come up with to justify and explain why they're in the right and you're in the wrong. They have those double standards. They are those self-entitled hypocrites. So it's one rule for them and another rule for you. They're allowed to cheat on you, but you shouldn't cheat on them. They're allowed to go and see their friends, but you're not allowed to go and see your friends. And when they've done something that's immoral, hurtful, that society would perceive as exploitative or disloyal, a narcissist is not going to admit to this. They're going to sulk at you. They're going to fall silent on you. They're going to gaslight you. They might rage out at you. They're going to provoke you and chip away at you until you react to them, and then they'll stand back all calm and say, what's your problem? You're going a little bit crazy. They're going to move on to somebody new to punish you and then deliver to the new everything they once sold to you, just to hurt you even more, so that they can then accuse you of being the bitter one, the resentful one, so that they don't get shown up for who they actually are as a person. I knew something was wrong when you sat and watched me cry with a glint in your eye. No apology, no remorse, yet still I stayed and helped you destroy me. Narcissistic people will drive you into the absolute depths of despair, where you truly step out of character. You might start shouting, you might start screaming, you might start burning things, you might start drinking often. There's so many levels of places you can go when you're feeling that low. You can become so emotionally drained from all their games and the sleep deprivation that you break down. You literally break down in front of them. And they will sit there and observe you rather than care for you, because they lack the empathy to care. And then they'll twist it and find a way to blame you and say things like, you're lucky you've got me. Nobody would put up with you. You'll never find somebody like me, and offer that intermittent reward stage. So you find yourself being grateful to those who are hurting you. Narcissistic people don't just break your heart, they break your hopes, your dreams, your friends, your family, your hobbies, your goals, your psychological health, your emotional health. The list goes on. And that's why it takes so long to heal. They, in essence, they take your identity. It's hard enough to figure out our identities in the first place. It's very challenging to figure out our identities in the first place, and who we are as a person, and our sort of family identity, and then into education and mixing with peers and other adults, teachers and sports. It's very difficult to find who we are as a person. It's very difficult to come up with our own words in life and not other people's. And a narcissistic person comes along and takes your identity away from you, to the point where you are literally starting from scratch, often financially as well. You are literally starting from scratch, and it takes time to build yourself back up. Who was looking for a soulmate but feels like they got a degree in psychology specialising in the narcissist personality disorder? Well, most people are out there just looking for a relationship, just looking for someone to share things with, the good and the bad and the ugly, looking for someone to spend time with, looking for somebody to go places with, looking for somebody to grow with, to develop a life together with. And a narcissistic person is going to claim that they want everything you want. They're not going to sit there, if you want to get married, they're not going to sit there and say on the first day, oh no, I'm not keen on getting married. And then that's it, fair enough. That's quite a big deal breaker. They're going to sit there and whatever you want, they're going to want those same things too. Only they don't. They're putting on that persona to sell you an illusion. And then at some point when your world will literally crumble beneath you and cause so much pain within you, so much anger, so much resentment and disappointment and confusion and self-doubt, you start going and looking for answers, which is usually when you stumble across narcissist personality disorder. And whether you believe in labels or not, the labels help describe the behaviour, which help give you the understanding of what you've lived through and learn how to grow again. It also gives you a purpose to sort of get moving again, get learning about something again, get interested in something again. With most people, there comes a point where they do need to stop learning and move on, and with other people, they enjoy learning about it and it's interesting and it doesn't negatively impact their life. When you do start learning about narcissism, you can then start realising that maybe one or both of your parents were narcissistic, or other family members were narcissistic, or friends, because somebody's narcissistic partner who is a narcissist is somebody else's narcissistic child, somebody else's narcissistic friend, somebody else's narcissistic co-worker, somebody else's narcissistic boss, somebody else's narcissistic family member. They don't just stop being a narcissist when they're out of the relationship. They pretend to. They act very differently to the outside world when they're impressing strangers than they do behind closed doors. However, it's who they are, and they go around exploiting those they meet to get their needs met. There are plenty of memes and quotes flying around the internet. Please put your favourite one into the comments for those reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.